Success comes before work only in the dictionary. And that same book defines rivalry this way. Competitors, competition. One who strives to equal or exceed the other in terms of excellence. One who is in pursuit to obtain the same object as the other, which only one can possess. Well, that object here is simple tonight, a victory, and for Ed Kindle and Casey Kucera, it's been far and few between this season. But you throw away records in this game, one team goes home happy, the other waits for another year. It's Port Huron football's biggest rivalry, it's the Big Reds, it's the Huskies. Which of the two will exceed the other in terms of excellence tonight? The answer coming up. Good evening, everyone. I'm Derek Wark, the Big D. Joining me in the booth tonight, Tom Hyja. Well, Tom, here we are again, and we've certainly been waiting for this one.
Well, look at what we got here, Big D. Both sides of the stands, jam-packed. Teams ready to go at it. They want this all year. They think about if they won or lost last year. They see these guys all year round walking around town. They want to get the win. It's a big pride issue at this point with these two teams. This should be a great football game.
And it's funny how I mentioned at the beginning of the broadcast that success indeed comes before work. And it's a shame when you think about it. Huskies, no wins entering tonight. Big Reds, 1 win. But these two teams have worked very hard, haven't they?
Well, they're both pretty good teams. They've taken some bad bounces on both sides of the ball. I think this is going to be a great team. They're pretty evenly matched, and we're just going to see a lot of fireworks out there on the field tonight.
Keith Christofferson to punt this one off, actually kick it off. I can barely hear myself at this point. And we are underway. Let's go to war, Port Huron.
Wow. Wow.
Christofferson a little pumped up, maybe.
I tell you what, that happens. You actually get more pumped up for these games. That's the furthest, and he's got a great leg, but that's the furthest we've seen him boot one all year.
So as we said, apparently Big Reds, a big win last week in the dying seconds, was it? A 2-point conversion?
Yeah, a 2-point conversion to take the win out of the hands of their opponents. A big win coming into a game where you have two city teams going at it. I don't think it's going to matter too much because the Huskies played a great game last week and they're ready to go.
1st and 10, ball marked 40, give to Perrick outside. Fighting out there, got about 5. Brought down there, number 10, David Thomas for the Huskies. Well, Tom, I've got some keys to winning this game for both teams. Let's start off first with the Huskies. Very hard worker, special teams, I should mention him. Jared Johnson, speed, pop, he'll hit you. Big Reds have been notorious in past years for great special teams play. Huskies better make a note of that tonight, and Jared Johnson.
Well, they need to. The Big Reds hit hard. They're quick. They've got good special teams when it comes down to it. They've got a lot of guys that can break off individually and go down the field. The Huskies are going to have to tighten up a bit on their defense on the special teams and really go at them hard and make sure they don't make mistakes.
Illegal procedure, the penalty call on the Huskies. Actually, check that, the Big Reds. And that's going to push them back 5 yards. So Big Reds and Huskies, it does not get any better than this. Both sides of the field packed tonight.
Early on, you're going to see jitters from both sides, Big D. I think that's what that last penalty was.
2nd and 9 from the 21. Perrick again to the outside, this time the right side. Avoids a few tackles, eventually brought out of bounds hard. About the 29-yard line.
Well, is that not another great individual effort that we've seen from this guy all year?
Nathan Albers pushed him out.
They get him on the ankles, he stumbles, he keeps up, he straights arm the guy, takes him to the sideline, takes a great pop, he gets right back up, back into the mix. He's going to be one of the key guys in this win, if they can get her.
Another key combination here for the Huskies to consider, the Donald Thelmus, Jacob Brown combination. It's worked wonders at the beginning of the year. Cooled off in recent weeks, but keep an eye on Thelmus if you're the Huskies today. As they give to Perrick once again. Straight up that guard, got about 2 more yards, and that should be enough for a 1st down.
Well, it looks like they're trying to lock down the running game, the Big Reds. And if they can do that, they're going to open up that dangerous combination that you were just talking about. And you leave Thelmus, you give him a couple inches, he'll go up and he'll get that ball. He's a dangerous guy out there.
Well, my 3rd key to winning for the Huskies, strong linebackers for the Big Reds, Perrick, Edwards among them. For Huskies to be able to run the football effectively, they've got to watch these guys when they hit the hole. The opposite of that right now was Big Reds running the football. The give again to Perrick. Not much, try to go up the middle, gain of 1. But yeah, Tom, not a real rocket scientist to figure out guys like Nate Edwards, as well Troy Perrick and their linebacking core for the Big Reds. Huskies, if they're going to run the ball successful, they've got to run it through those guys.
Well, you have to. You got to pound those guys. You got to make sure they know that you own the middle, and it opens up those big receivers for the Huskies to pass to.
2nd and 8, ball mark 33. Jacob Brown on a rollout, turns into a quarterback keeper, cuts upfield. Not a lot of room down the 48-yard line.
That's the kind of thing it's going to take, Big D. A lot of guys in the whole team unit system there going at it hard, and if you can make an individual play, hope your teammates are right there behind you. He made a great run there, got out, got a couple extra yards, got the crowd pumped up, as I'm sure you heard. And this is what you get. You get the crowd on your side, you get the momentum going.
Well, that was enough for a first down. Flag in the place at holding Huskies. So some keys to winning here for the Big Reds. By the way, folks, if you hear non-stop crowd tonight, keep in mind, we are on a jam-packed Big Red side of the field. And if they drown us out, not really our fault, just the excitement of this game. And what are you going to say, except they're caught up in a rivalry like we are?
Well, you never mind getting drowned out in a game like this when you got this much fan participation. Because they can really make a difference in the team. You get the team pumped up when the crowd gets going. It can make a difference in the long run.
1st and 10, ball mark 43-yard line. Big Reds in the I formation. And that should be offside Huskies. As they touch the lineman there. Anyway, some keys to winning this game if you're a Big Red fan. Here you go. Call is actually offside Big Reds. Tom, coverage, coverage, coverage. I can't say that word enough if you're a Big Red right now. Scott Jamieson, Nathan Korf, 2 huge receivers. And when they throw Mike Spear at you, you see 3 wide and 3 very, very tall wide. Coverage, big plus if you're the Big Reds tonight. As the give straight up the middle, this time Collier brought down 44-yard line.
Well, I think you're right on the keys to the game there, Big D, about the Huskies receivers. The Big Reds are going to have to find a way to stick close to them because they're tall, they can out-jump you, they're fast, they've got a good quarterback that can get to the ball. I think that's maybe the biggest key to the game for the Big Reds is they have to figure out a way to get that pass and make it obsolete.
2nd and 12, 45-yard line. Jacob Brown has his boys once again in the eye. Edwards switching off, an immediate flag was thrown. Well, another big thing if you're the Big Reds this game, particularly the Big Red defense, you got to keep an eye on other weapons of the Huskies. They've got a lot of them on offense. MacArthur, Matthews, Christofferson. These guys will check in as both backs and receivers sometimes. You can't let them slip away from the game plan or they can hurt you big time.
Well, they can. We've seen it this year where they've come really close to making some of those losses wins for the Huskies.
2nd and 17 now. Jacob Brown, play action, rollout pass. That's Bill Williams, caught outside, pushed out of bounds. 35-yard line. And the Big Reds, a first down. Let me tell you, Tom, I like what they did there.
Well, it hit his hands. He bobbled a little bit, but he kept his concentration. He pulled the ball down. A great play call, really. Took the Husky offense, or defense over to the side they didn't want him. They swung him over. Quarterback rolls out the opposite way. There he is standing there. You hit him. You know, a little bit of creative offense there can get you a long way. No big secret either. These two teams, they're big play teams on offense. That's what's going to win this game. The defense that can stop them the best. There you see an immediate give right there. Straight up the middle, brought down Nathan Albers. Not much there. I think the great thing about this year's game is we've seen both these defenses really make some big stands. Really go out there and prove that they can stop you when they have to. This could become a defensive battle as well and as easily as it could be an offensive battle. But do you agree that both these offenses are really huge, big play offenses? Oh, sure they are. I mean, you got guys that can break it away at any moment from any place in the field. And if you're a defense, you got to watch these teams. Yeah, we could see either way. We could see a low-scoring game. We could see a high-scoring game. 4th and 3 at the 35-yard line. Exact same play call, but nothing doing this time. Big sack. Sam German Huskies brings down Jacob Brown, 45-yard line, and the Big Reds will have to punt. It also takes big plays in the big games by your big-time players. There's one of them. Well, you can't let him loose out of the box without anybody blocking him. He's going to get you every time. He's a fast guy. We've seen it absolutely all year. You give him a chance to get a sack, you know, his mouth waters a little bit. He's going to get you just like that. Big play for the Huskies. Nate Hawley brings out 4 wideouts, 1 back. As I said, Big Reds have to watch the big play out of the Huskies. They are prone to do it. 1st and 10. Nothing there. Among tacklers there for the Big Reds, that's number 81.
Del Bullard.
Well, that's absolutely how you want to start off the game if you're the Port Huron High defense.
Catanzaro as well. Second down, 13. Ball is marked at the Huskies' own 42. Nate Hawley again running the 4 wide out offense. Back to pass, looking outside. Airs it out for Jamison. Little bit of a push there. Jay Oliver might have got away with one there.
Well, it was close. They were right tight roping on the sideline. That's exactly what you said earlier, Big D. They're going to have to watch these receivers because they're going to test the Big Red defense early and often, I think.
Well, Scott Jamison, 6'6". Nathan Korf as well, 6'4", so they have some size. And they lined those two up near side. Christofferson and I believe MacArthur, far side. Hawley again, looking over the middle this time. Caught Jamison right there at 49-yard line. Brings it upfield, brought down 40. First down for the Huskies. Troy Perrick on the tackle.
A nifty little crossing pattern with the receivers there, Big D. Really can take those defensive backs and mix them up a little bit, make them think about what they're doing. Opened wide up, great pass to him. First down.
First and 10 at the 41. I said one of the keys to this game early, you gotta cover Jamison. Can he be covered? That's the question.
Well, I think if you're gonna be the DB that's on him this game, you gotta play one of your best games of your career just to stay up with him.
2 running backs, 2 wide. They give right up the middle, nothing doing that time. Very nice pursuit. Adam Drews, number 64, got him.
Broke right through, didn't look like anybody even touched him. He made a great move off the snap of the ball, got into the backfield, made that play all by himself, really.
You can clearly see this excitement is beyond compare compared to the games we've called in the past. Both sides are rocking.
Well, it sure is, and you're going to be pumped up when you play a team that just lives across the road from you. And, you know, you expect that for the first couple of halves. I think they'll settle down after that, and we'll see a lot better plays.
2nd and 11, play action, rollout pass. This time caught Jamison outside, pushed out of bounds. 24-yard line, but that is another first down. Let me tell you something, Tom. This does not shock me what the Huskies are coming out and doing. I think Casey Kucera has an early message for Ed Kendall and his Big Red team saying, this is how we do it. Stop us.
So you're absolutely right. And a lot of that's great football to me. You show them what you got and you dare them to stop you. It's exactly what the Huskies are doing, and they've got the tools to do so. They're dangerous when they get on a roll.
1st and 10, Big Red 26. They send Korf in motion. This time outside. MacArthur shakes off a tackle, tries to cut back upfield. Brought down about the 26. Bill Williams got him.
Well, I'll tell you what, they're Big T. Anytime you run to the side and then reverse your direction and come back toward the grain, you can get some massive hits in. That's exactly what happened right there. You turn around, you better watch where you're going because there's 4 or 5 white jerseys coming at you to hit you that time.
3 wideouts, 1 back set. 2nd down and 10, ball mark 26 with 6:36 to go in the first quarter. Fake handoff again. Hawley outside, going end zone. Look out, Jamison. Caught. Touchdown, Huskies.
What a catch, Big D. He went up there, got that thing. I don't know how. A great pass, a great catch combination. Again, we've said it before this quarter already. The Big Reds are going to have to figure out a way to stop the Husky offense in their receiving core.
I tell you something, just judging by this opening drive of the Huskies, it really puzzles me as to why they could not do this to all the other teams.
Boy, they look good. They look the best we've seen them all year. They're passing better, they're catching better, they're blocking better. They're dangerous, like I said, when they get on a roll.
And a true testament to Scott Jamison and his outstanding ability when he's double covered. He simply went up and got that.
Well, it's a big play in a big game, and you want to be that guy that makes it. You want to be the big play maker, and that's exactly what he just proved he is. If I'm the coach of the Huskies, I throw every time to him now.
So the Huskies strike first in the Battle of Port Huron. Port Huron Super Bowl, I guess you could say, has us now 6 minutes, 17 seconds to go in the first quarter. Huskies on top, 7-0, as you just saw Christofferson boot the extra point try through.
Well, you never see this stadium this full except really one time a year.
You know what though, Tom? And I've called over the last 4 years this rivalry here. I honestly, it has not ever been this loud.
Oh, they're loud. It's hard to explain, but even with the boom mics going already, you can hear the crowd. They're loud even without it, believe me. And they're just going to get louder as the game goes on and gets tighter and gets better played.
Well, you get a slight indication of how loud it is, but that's coming from the other side. Should the Big Reds score, I don't think we'll be able to talk.
We'll have to pause for a moment just to wait till the crowd roar goes down.
Well, here's the kickoff again. Thelmus and Perrick, the usual twosome back for the Big Reds. Christofferson, you talk about a leg on this guy. 2 in a row, mark it at the 20.
Well, we mentioned earlier the Big Red special teams can be dangerous with the running backs they have. That's a good plan if you can get them to start at the 20 every time. You don't want to let those guys get the ball and be creative with it and make a hole and go for the touchdown. I take that every time if he can do it.
I should also mention special shout out to my cousin tonight, Doug, of Landmark Realty. Passed me along some Michigan tickets. Let me tell you, that was definitely appreciated as they take on Wisconsin tomorrow, and I'm going to the Big House, so back-to-back big games here in 2 cities.
Well, I'm not sure that crowd tomorrow is going to be any louder than it is today.
Huge blitz there by Hastings, picked up at the line. Handoff this time, Collier. And not much there. Nathan Elbers brought him down again, and he has made a couple tackles already in this game. We've said his name about 4 times. Gain there, not much, maybe 1, maybe 2.
Well, he's one of those guys that I would take on my team if I had to build one from scratch, because he's a guy that likes to get in there, likes to smack it around, likes to be in every play and around the ball.
2nd and 7, 23. Blitz not picked up. How Jacob Brown avoided the first man, I'll never know, but quarterback sack, the Huskies got him. There you go, Jonathan Hastings among tacklers.
Well, credit where credit's due. Brown there really could have been sacked for about 5 yards. He kind of squeezed out of that one, made a good move to get out. Might want to consider themselves fortunate that he got back really to close to the line of scrimmage.
So 3rd down and 10 from the 20. The Huskies really have the momentum at this point. Big Reds to pass. Jacob Brown again, late pressure again. And he's just got nowhere to go. Outstanding pursuit, and they downed him. Kevin Belinsky among tacklers, sacked.
Great movement by their front 5, their defensive ends and their linemen. They're really hitting the gaps well. They're creating a lot of holes in there. The linebackers can shoot through. They're getting through. It's going to make your quarterback's life miserable for a whole game if you don't figure out a way to get your offensive linemen on them, pin them down, stop them, and make them not get any penetration on your line.
Well, we have illegal motion against the Big Reds. I guess when things are going bad, they're going really bad.
Well, it's early, and we're going to see momentum swings both ways all through this game, especially with the crowds. It's a hometown thing. Once the jitters get out, we're going to see a more down-to-earth game plan game go out and go through this.
So it's 4th down. Troy Perrick to kick this one out of his own end zone. Standing back to return this one, Mike MacArthur of the Huskies at about the 45-yard line. The kick is blocked. Bounces out of bounds at the 28, and the Huskies, wow, they're fired up.
Well, we've said it before in weeks past, special teams are important. If you can get guys in there that can block and kick even partially like that, great field position for the Huskies. And with the momentum on their side and the way that they've been playing that first drive, this could make a long day if the Big Reds can't figure out a way to get them.
Well, Nate Hawley. 2 wide, 2 back look again. 1st down and 10 at the 28 of the Big Reds. Outstanding field position for the Huskies. Nathan Korf in motion. Couple fakes again. Plenty of time for Hawley over the middle and overthrown. The ball is picked off. John Skelba, but we have a flag, so we'll wait and see. Might be holding Huskies, but they're clapping about it, so big play. Big Reds could certainly use it. We have a face mask, Big Reds. Wow, you talk about a dagger in your back, Tom.
Well, I tell you what, you want to make good decisions out there no matter what happens. Because you never know what play and what down it's going to happen where you might get an interception like that. That's a turnover for the Big Reds.
First down and 5 now from the 23, minor face mask call. Christofferson in motion this time. He gets it on an end around. Look out. Outside. Brought down 13. And we have another flag on the play, and it's late. I like how the Huskies have come out offensively. Let me tell you something.
Well, and really, in all truth, they're 0-5. They've got really nothing to lose. They're playing against a team that they really want to win against, so why not pull out all the stops and go right at them?
Do you believe this? A second face mask call in 2 plays. That is not going to make Ed Kindle too happy.
Well, you don't mind playing under your abilities if you're trying your best. But in this case, I really see it as, you have to be disciplined. You have to not grab the face mask. You have to not hit late because it makes a difference. That's 30 yards basically in the last 2 plays just on penalties.
Well, they marked the last one actually 5 yards, so I believe 10 yards in the last 2, but I'm not really sure what the ruling is on that, but we have a timeout on the field. And with 4 minutes, 23 seconds to go here in the first quarter of play, Huskies have come out roaring, a big 7-0 lead, and they are knocking on the Big Red door again. Shocked?
You never knew what was going to happen in this game. We've seen both teams all year. They're both capable of doing great things. It's whatever team comes out and plays to their whole ability, that's who's going to win this ball game. And I think it's a good timeout plan right here by the Big Reds because you got to settle them down. Look, it's the first quarter. We're only down 7. Even if they score here, there's plenty of time. Let's settle down. Let's make our tackles and make our blocks the way we know we can and just go play our game plan out.
Obviously, they're sticking with their main game plan offensively, the Big Reds. They are running the ball. They're not letting it bother them. They are sticking with their smash-mouth style football. Huskies, on the other hand, have been throwing the football, and that's what Mr. Hawley hopes to do here. 7 yards out, first and goal from the 7. Give to MacArthur outside. Pretty nice block if he can get there. Look at Troy Perrick, my word. That right there is a linebacker, folks.
Well, that's a good play by a player who's done it all year. Great speed for a linebacker. If you can run down a running back from behind, you got pretty good wheels. And we've said it before, he's a big play guy, and he just made a big one there.
Second and goal now from the 12. That's outstanding pursuit, not giving up on your tackler too, Tom.
Oh, it absolutely is.
Nathan Korf in motion again. Hawley again, that fake rollout. Outside caught, Korf avoids one tackle, cuts upfield another. Down eventually the 3-yard line. They are really moving the football.
Well, they're pulling out all the stops here, Big D. They're passing, they're running. They're going to make the Big Reds stop them. And so far, the Big Reds are having difficulty.
Of course, Tom, with Christofferson's leg like it is, this is a gimme 3 here. So either way, Big Reds are in trouble early.
Well, it's nice to have a kicker on your team with that guy's kind of range.
So they go with 4 wideouts again. One back set, third and goal from the 4. With 3 minutes, 10 seconds to go here in the first quarter of play here at Memorial Stadium. Back to pass, Nate Hawley looking outside. Actually pass inside. Scott Jamieson caught. Touchdown, Huskies. What I say was one of the plays to this game, Tom.
Well, absolutely. You got to stop the receivers. The Big Reds are going to have to double these guys, especially Jamieson, in my opinion. He's big, he's strong, he out-jumps a lot of people. They've got a quarterback that can get it to him. They're dangerous. If the Huskies can continue doing this, this might just be a run in the park.
I said it, the Big Reds have got to have coverage. I even said it 3 times. But Scott Jamieson, he's difficult to cover. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns, Jamieson.
Well, he is difficult to cover, but if you want to win a ball game, you better find a way to cover him, and for the Big Reds, you better find a way quick.
Keith Christofferson boots the extra point through, so with 3 minutes, 5 seconds to play in the first quarter, the Huskies on top of the Big Reds, 14-0.
So does he go 3 for 3 here, Big D? Does he put another one deep in the end zone?
Really makes you wonder with this kid. They call him Thunderfoot here, and with good reason.
That's a great name for him. I mean, he's put 2 into the end zone. You just don't see that in high school football.
Both these teams very strong special teams-wise, as we talked about earlier. Jared Johnson packs quite a load for the Big Reds on special teams. As well, the kicking game of the Huskies. Outstanding with Christofferson. I mean, guys like Johnson and your players upfield, they can only do so much if, the ball's in play.
Oh, absolutely. You got to be able to catch the ball first. He's just putting it deep in the end zone. And I'm sure the coaches are telling him if it goes the end zone, just let it go through.
So here we go again. 14-0 lead, and here go the Huskies. I tell you something, he's found his target over there, and he's hitting the same spot 3 times.
That's 3 for 3, and if I'm going to send this tape to colleges, and I'm the kicker, this is the game I send. When you can put 3 deep in the end zone, if I'm Christofferson, I'm sending this one all over the country.
Well, as I said, they call him Thunderfoot, and he just casually ran off the sidelines there saying, yep, I hit my target again.
Well, he's taken away a big part of the Big Reds' offense by taking away their special teams, and those running backs that can be really slippery and get yards.
Jacob Brown, 1st and 10, 20-yard line. This is Collier. Look out, he's outside. All kinds of room. 45-40, 35-30, 25-20, 15-10. See ya. Touchdown. Big Reds.
Just too fast, Big D. He was just too fast. You weren't going to catch him. The Huskies really, once he broke that corner, had no chance at all. We haven't seen him break any real huge yardage plays like that, so we didn't know exactly how much speed he has. But man, that guy can run, and if he doesn't too much, the Huskies are going to have problems. He just brought this game back into play.
I'll tell you something, there was just no catching him. When he got going like a runaway freight train, no way they were catching him.
Well, there's not. I mean, and he's a big kid, too. And now, isn't he the freshman?
That Collier, yes, I believe he is. They didn't play him the first few games either, apparently. Well, I don't remember calling his name up here.
It's blocked. The kick is blocked.
Let me tell you something. I said it all along. These two teams, outstanding special teams. Mike MacArthur blocked that one. What do you think?
Oh, that was a beautiful block. You don't see it even drawn up on the board better than that. He came out around the corner, took his whole body, extended it out, took out the ball, never touched the kicker. Perfect. That could come down to being a huge play.
Still a 2-possession game, but for a tie now, that makes it actually 1-possession game if you consider the 2-point conversion, but they've got to go for that to tie it, so that's a big play.
And the thing is, you never want to have to rely on your 2-point conversion. They both have decent kickers. You never want to go for 2. If you can get the point and tie, you're much better off. But you're right, Big D. The special teams on both of these sides of the ball are going to make a big, big difference.
Can you hear me, by the way?
Not over the crowd, I can't.
Well, if I can't hear me, then I get the indication that...
It's loud here. This is the loudest I've ever been here, and both these crowds are just going crazy.
I mean, we've got the window open here. Maybe we can shut it at half. I don't know, but nice to see, I'm telling you. I mean, hard to believe sometimes this is high school football with the kind of commitment you've got in both these high schools.
Well, it's hard to believe today it is.
So Big Reds to kick this one off for the first time. Jared Johnson will kick it. Ball taken about the 21. Brought up field to about the 37. And I must confess, number 29 for the Huskies, we do not have his name.
You're absolutely right.
So we apologize there. He's also lined up as a tailback tonight. So
we'll see if we can remedy that during the halftime.
I might need a hearing aid at the half too. We'll see. 1st and 10, 37-yard line. Big play and much needed for the Big Reds to get back in this ball game. The momentum was certainly on the side of the Huskies as MacArthur is in motion. To pass this one, complete out there, hit hard. Helmet to helmet, my word. Derek Pruitt took a pop, but he got right up and said, oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Another crossing pattern for the receivers that can just give you enough room to pop that pass out there. And a great collision on the end of the play there. Great football today, Big D.
And I'll tell you, they sold that crisscross very well. I was looking Jameson.
Well, yeah, it's the second time they've done it this game. It's a nifty little play that if it works, you can get some yards.
This time Matthews, all kinds of room, brought down 35-yard line by Oliver. That is a first down. I really like what they do on this offense for many, many reasons, but I like the way they get the running backs involved. Not only are they running backs, they're also receiving running backs, and I like that.
Well, it's a real nice run and shoot little offense where anybody that's basically eligible to receive the ball can receive the ball, and it really can be deceiving the way they run it. The running back can either, he's either going to run the ball, he can catch the ball. You got to watch all kinds of sides of it.
1st and 10, 36, big hole for Matthews. Brought down Jared Johnson about the 27-yard line. Will be close to a first down.
Well, you got to like the way that Jared Johnson goes out there and throws his shoulder pads around. And it seems like he's around the ball every single time.
And he'll be back next year, scary enough. He's just a junior, so.
It's one of those guys that's just a natural hitter.
Second down, looks like about, a full yard down there. 2nd and 1, ball marked at the 27-yard line with just over a minute and a half to go first quarter. That's offside Huskies, no question about it. There was movement on Hawley, there was movement on Korf out there on the left side, way over there.
Well, in a game like this, you have to be really, really careful of your mental mistakes. You got to do everything right. You have to have your concentration level on high, because little mistakes could end up costing you the game when there's this much emotion involved.
2nd and 6 from the 32-yard line. That makes a 2nd and very short. Turn into a 2nd and a little bit longer anyway here. 2nd and 6. Has MacArthur in motion. Hawley looking left side this time. Overthrows Korf. Picked off here outside. He's got a lot of running room here, folks. 40, 45, 50. Hawley waiting for him there. Brings him down 44-yard line. I respect Hawley for that, but a fantastic pick, and they needed it.
Well, good things come to those who wait, Big D, and that's what just happened to the Big Reds. Under a lot of adversity here, down 14 points. They've stuck tough. They're right back on the road to getting back into the end zone.
Ryan McInnes, the senior, picked that one off. And I tell you something, there was nobody over there besides Korf. When Hawley sees that, he's got to be sure to get back, and he did.
Yeah, he did. Once you make a mistake like that, you really want to be the guy that goes and makes that tackle.
Well, there was just nobody over there to that left side.
I don't know if there was some kind of a mix-up in the DBs or the receivers,
Huge play there. And as it calms down now, we have an offside, I believe, Big Reds.
You know emotions are running high when someone jumps and everybody on the other team points.
First down, 15, first down.
They want to make sure they know who did it.
You talk about getting back in this game. As we've said in the past, keep a listen for this crowd, too. The Big Red crowd, they can really get loud over here. We know it for a fact because we find out the hard way.
Well, they've done it all year also, even in games that weren't this big.
Jacob Brown. That is Collier. Josh Collier, the freshman, if you can believe that. 6'3", 200-pound freshman. I mean, this kid's in grade 9. He's still growing.
Yeah, I'm not sure what they're putting in the water around here in Port Huron, but they're growing them big anymore.
Well, it's no wonder they want him to play at that young. He's got the size. Huskies blitz. They bring it. There is just nothing there. Nice tackle, Sam German again. He's made a couple big play tackles.
The Big Reds are going to have to find a way to stop the penetration from the Husky defensive line. They're really shooting in there well. They're stopping their runs up the middle, and the Big Reds love to run up the middle. They love to own that middle. And if the Big Reds can't figure out that way, they're going to have to figure out another way to get down the field. And I think they're good at running up the gut.
Well, we have a timeout on the field. Check that. Listen to the PA. That is the end of the first quarter here at Memorial Stadium. And after one quarter complete, 14-6, Huskies on top of your Big Reds. This is CPHS Channel 6, your home of high school boys football action. And also Port Huron Super Bowl, the Battle of Port Huron. We'll see you next. Start of the second quarter from Memorial Stadium. I can't hear myself. I cannot hear any. Reds a little trouble, but a few big plays to turn this one around.
The Huskies really came out strong, hard, passing. I think everybody knew they were going to come out passing. They did. They scored some points. The Big Reds, on the other hand, have really made a concerted effort to really get back into this game. A couple big plays, a pick just a couple seconds ago. They're back in this ball game. Second quarter, a lot of time left. We're going to see a really good high school football game.
This is what I expected out of this game, too. I expected it to be close. Not really shocked that the Huskies got the early lead because, let's face it, both these teams off the bat this year have gotten a lot of points.
Well, they have, and I think both teams could easily be and have a winning record. It's just they've got, them's the breaks, is kind of what you say. And sometimes you lose more than you win. But both teams are good enough to have winning records.
Well, third down and 15 from the 44. Huskies blitzing again. This one over the middle. That's Troy Perrick. First down and a whole lot more to the 16. And that's something we don't see a heck of a whole lot of Perrick.
I don't think we've seen any of it this year. And he shot out of there like a cannon. Really great concentration on his part because he didn't get a clean catch on it. It bobbled up in the air. Hang on to that ball, and he did. Like I said, I like him because he's a big play guy. He likes to be there when the heat's on, and he'll make that play more times than not.
Jacob Brown pitch out to Perrick again. Stops completely, tries to cut up field. Actually does because he's such a low to about the 14. I tell you something though, getting back to that pass completion there by Perrick, it's something we don't really see him do a whole heck of a lot of. It's just another aspect of the game, Tom, that he's so good at. Such a good athlete, and he proved it there too.
Well, he can do a lot of things. He plays both offense and defense. He can make tackles as well as break tackles. Catching the ball, just another line on the resume.
Jared Johnson and Donald Thelmus line up as the wideouts. Perrick again gets the hand. Fighting for yards. How he escaped, I'll never know. Touchdown, Big Reds. Do you believe that?
Absolutely, I do. I really do. And I tell you, this is the guy, you give him the ball, he wants in there, he wants in the end zone more than they want to stop him. I'll guarantee you, no matter where he is. A great individual play to bring the Big Reds right back on this game.
Well, the Huskies, they really did. They thought they had him tackled way, way back when. But this guy, you can't take anything for granted. He's such a load, and he proved there he might even be slippery.
Until you hear the whistle, you keep tackling. You get that guy in the ground. Don't rely on anybody. Get there, make the tackle yourself, because things like that can happen when you got a guy that wants in the end zone that bad.
And the Big Reds have called a timeout here. I believe that's their second charge timeout. They're obviously going to talk here, probably about putting two in the end zone, I would guess. 2-point conversion here. Possibly. That's why they called the timeout.
I think so. At this point, what the heck? Let's get those 2 points back. Let's keep the momentum absolutely on our side. And at the rate you're going and the swings you're taking right now, I take it in for 2.
This game has completely changed. There are 2 teams that rely heavily on the big play. Well, guess what? It's the big play that has brought the Big Reds back in this game.
An interception, you take it down the field, you give it to a guy like Perrick who's never going to quit. And I tell you what, unless something dramatic happens, he's got my vote for player of the game already.
I tell you, do we have a game here or what? Early going second half, we're tied at 14. This game isn't even in what we call the old stage yet.
No, this is just an old-fashioned street fight back in the alley.
This is going to be a smash-mouth run straight in the middle here. Collier got in. Touchdown, Big Reds. They got the 2-point conversion. We're tied now at 14, and they are pumped up. Look at this sideline.
Well, it's going to make a difference in the long run. Whoever can get pumped up the most, whoever believes they can win this game, is going to be the one that I'm going to put odds on, because they're going to have the real momentum on their side. They're going to have faith in their teammates. And when you're down 14-0 and come back to tie it up, this has been a game within a game already.
And leadership plays such an important role in a big game such as this. Herrick, a fine example of how he's doing it on both sides of the ball. We saw earlier, first quarter of play, how he tracked down that running back. And here he is a running back, and he scores.
Well, you know, I mean, leadership is one of the most important things on a team. If you've got the guys that can look at you and say, look, have faith, we can do this, those are the guys you want. That's a guy like Herrick, a guy like Jameson on the other side of the ball. It's just a good football game so far.
Josh Collier pumping him up down there. He got the 2-point conversion there. We have a brand new football game. We're ready for the kickoff. John Robinson to kick this off. Back to return our Mr. No Name, number 29 for the Huskies. Strong kick here. Mr. Robinson simply says, well, Keith Christopherson, I can match you. There you go. It's a tennis match.
This has got to be the most touchbacks I've seen in a high school football game. That's 4 already, and we're only a minute into the second quarter.
And Jacob Brown really appreciated that. The quarterback of the Big Reds came over and gave a high five to John Robinson. Obviously starting them with 20-yard line field position. Jacob Brown can appreciate that.
Well, you got it. That's a great place to put them. You know, you want to give the Huskies a long way to go. You can't just give them the ball and give them 20 yards for a touchdown. Make the Huskies work for this.
First down and 10 from the 20. Nate Hawley back to pass again. Outside, bobbled a little bit, but caught right there by MacArthur. Dives forward to about the 30-yard line. That's going to be very close to a first down. He might have missed it by about a half a yard.
Well, it looks like they're not going to stop with their passing.
Almost like a screen the way they set that up.
Yeah, it was. It looked like a receiver screen almost, which was a nifty little play put together there. You're going to see the Huskies just continue passing until the Big Reds prove they can stop them.
Second down and a short one from the 29. Huskies, they've gone to the run a little bit more now. Brought down there, outstanding pursuit, Donald Thelmus. The first down was made. He didn't need very much, but let's face it, that's encouraging to see Thelmus come up and make that tackle.
Well, you know, you get out there, you want to do your best. He's a guy that can make plays himself. He's great at open field tackles like that. He'll make more all year. He's a tough player.
So first down now, ball marked 32-yard line. 2 backs, 2 wideouts. They are Jameson, and Christopherson is in motion. Nate Hawley, couple fakes again. Outside caught Christopherson to about the 34. Brought down there by number 27, that's Jay Oliver, whose name we've also said quite a bit this first half of play.
It takes a lot of guts if you're a receiver to go up and get one of those balls. And I tell you what, it's good to see the Huskies doing it. It shows that they're fearless a lot of the times and they're ready to go right at the Big Reds.
Second and 9 now from the 33. There's MacArthur in motion again. And we have a flag in the play here. More than likely to go against the Huskies here. And it is illegal procedure Huskies, 14-14. Couldn't ask for any better here at Memorial Stadium tonight. And we're CPHS Channel 6, happy to bring it to you. Derek Ork, the Big D, Tom Hyja, the Hyge man. Couldn't ask for anything better, and we didn't pay to see it. That's even better.
Oh, I tell you what a great example of just smash mouth football, going at it. You know, you don't see any better than this.
Second down and 14 as number 14, Nate Hawley. Sends Jameson in motion, 3 wide out, looking to pass. This one over the middle, overthrows. intended receiver there. I believe Mike MacArthur. A little bit of miscommunication, though.
Well, it looks like that could have been the first little mental mistake we've had all day from the Huskies. It's a good thing to see if you're the Big Reds. You really don't want the Huskies to continue on their roll. You want to shake them up. I think the Big Reds right now really need to make an effort to get to the quarterback, shake him up a little bit, make him think about what he's got to do. You know, if he's going to continue throwing the ball, make sure he knows he's going to get punished after he throws it.
Something they have done a little bit of this year.
Oh, yeah.
Defense has been a strong point.
Oh, the Big Reds defense can really come around, can really pop you.
Well, this one's a sack. Let me tell you something, Tom. Double play action, that can work every now and then, but when he keeps doing that play action rollout, sooner or later it's going to hurt.
Well, it's good. I mean, you can't just, the Big Reds are too experienced of a team at this point to keep trying to show the dog the old trick. You know, you got to come up with something new, challenge the Big Reds, because their defense is tough, and they will get to you eventually.
John Skelba back to return this punt. Nate Hawley to punt this one off at the 15. Pretty good punt, right at Skelba. And did he touch the football? That's the question. I tell you, somebody was just plain decked down there. Did you see what was happening there? Wow. No, the official's obviously discussing right now if the ball was touched by the Big Reds.
Yeah, I don't see how it couldn't be. Well, they're saying it. They're saying it's not. Again, special teams are important. If you have any question whether you can catch that ball and you're the Big Reds, you let that one bounce. It doesn't matter where it goes. Let it bounce because you can't have a turnover at this point.
Whenever fans talk about a game, it's always offense, defense. Special teams always are overlooked when you talk about keys to winning, but not by the coaching staff. They usually always tell you special teams is what's going to win or lose this game.
Well, it is. It absolutely is in every case, in every football game ever played. Special teams play huge parts in it.
1st and 10 at the 47-yard line. They give to Collier again, straight up the middle. Might have got back to the line of scrimmage at about the 46. Check that 47. So it's still 2nd and 10 for the Big Reds. Very nice night for football, too. Not too hot, not too cold, just about right. And a clear night, nice to see, after our two wet, rainy ones, Tom.
Just miserable the last 2 weeks. For a game like this, it's nice to see good football weather.
Well, Big Red showing 4 wideouts. Jacob Brown going to pass this one. Thelmus outside, called for it early. Caught up middle. He's got some wheels, look out. Tackled by the legs at the 34, and that is a first down. Who made that tackle? Let's see here. 89, Andy Marska. I'm telling you, Marska was smart, Tom, because he just grabbed the legs and held on. That's what you do with Thelmus.
That's all you can do a lot of times. Wait for your teammates to rally around you and get the rest of them. That was a middle screen that time, Big D. A good call from the Big Red side. You know, they got a lot of good pursuit and a lot of good penetration from the Huskies. Let it use to your advantage.
High formation, 1st and 10. Ed Kendall disgusted on the sidelines there. Maybe because the Huskies are getting away with offside. They're trying to blitz. Well, they don't get away with it there, but they are blitzing, and it's very, very close.
Yeah, they're calling it right down to the wire. They've done it a lot this year, where they are almost anticipating the snap of the ball. You know, you're safe just to wait till you see that ball move and then go in and blitz.
Well, even still, they're dangerously close to that snap count, Tom, and I don't know if you're seeing this consistently. Jacob Brown might want to change up his count a little bit.
Oh, well, see, that's another thing a quarterback can do. They can change their cadence, change how loud they're yelling. You can draw some defenders off sides.
1st and 5, 29-yard line. Jay Oliver outside, stiff arm. He lets the wheels take him over, and touchdown, Big Reds. Do you believe that? Collier is having some kind of game.
Well, geez, I tell you, they went to tackle him. He skips out of it. He ends up actually, it looked like almost backwards to where he was running. Keeps a good footing on the ground, turns around, takes it in, takes a hit, and gets score. Wow, what a great run by him. You know, we've seen little bits of genius from this guy, but suddenly, the last few weeks, he's just maybe their best running back.
I tell you, that's twice in a row that's poor tackling by the Huskies. One run by Perrick, one by Oliver. But Oliver's a little different because, Collier, he lets his speed just plain take over, and the stiff arms and all that, Tom. You talk about an athlete. This kid's a freshman.
Oh, you're going to see a lot of good things from this guy. I mean, to stay up at the level between a freshman and a senior, to come in here into their arena and play their game, it's tough enough, but this guy's actually excelling.
John Robinson to attempt the extra point try. The kick is up. Held by Brown, and once again it's blocked. Jonathan Hastings this time. But what is most important to the Big Reds at this point, 20 unanswered points. They now have the lead 20-14 over the Huskies.
And I think more importantly than just score, they've started to dominate this football game. They're telling the Huskies, we're not going to go punch for punch with you. We're going to take this game. We're going to run from it. The Huskies really need to stop backpedaling here. Go out there with the confidence they had in their first two drives and score some points, or the Big Reds are going to run over them.
Well, I was worried about this, Tom. We can't hear now because these Big Reds have taken the lead, and their fans behind them 100%. They are just going insane.
Well, they've been loud absolutely all year, and we're talking about games that weren't even a quarter of the people that were here.
Right.
They were loud.
Yeah.
And now to have both sides just jam-packed, people standing at the ends of the end zone, looks like 3 deep. I mean, how many people would you guess are here, Big D?
Well, you know more than I do. How many people does each stand here hold?
Well, I would guess at least 5,000.
You think 5,000 are here?
I would guess. I mean, I'm no good at that kind of guessing, but if I had to take a gander.
So you're talking about 2,500 a bleacher.
Yeah. And then everybody just surrounding the whole stadium.
Well, there isn't a lot of leg room on either side, let me tell you. John Robinson ready to go to war again. This one will be returnable. That is Hastings taken at the 11. Geez, take his head off some more. Jared Johnson, our special teams master, there he is.
Well, he's just there every single time the opposing team gets the ball. The guy's there. And he's not just happy just to be there, Derek.
No.
He wants to take off the guy's head, too.
And we've witnessed it a few times, not so much there, although that was a strong tackle, but we've seen him level guys this year.
Well, he can pop the pads. He gets a chance, and he'll knock you down. And he's one of the harder-hitting high school players we've seen in a few years.
1st and 10 from the 27. What a doozy of a game we've got here. The Battle of Port Huron has not disappointed. Nate Hawley leading his Huskies on the 1st and 10 from the 26. Back to pass. Looking outside again. Caught there by Pruitt at the 32. Nice tackle, Skelba. Got about 4 or 5 on the play.
I like the fact that the Huskies really haven't gone off their game plan. They know their passing can work. They know if they can get that one-on-one with their receivers, they're going to win that one the majority of the time. And I think if they keep their passing game intact, they got a chance at keeping up with this Big Red on the roll team.
You talk about a first half of total momentums. Huskies came out, they had it. Big Red's a total change. There you see our no-namer number 29 dives forward to the 40. And that's enough for a first down.
Well, you're right. The emotions tonight are on a pendulum. Depending on what side of the field you're on, you're happy or you're not. Right now, the Huskies think they got a shot at it. The yelling's all over there. The crowd's going nuts. This is just a great place to play football tonight.
So 1st and 10 at the 39. They send Pruitt in motion. Lining up as a tight end here. 3 wideouts again. They give the number 29. Not much there at all. They read that one like a book, didn't they?
Well, the Big Red defense, they will get you. You give them the chance. You know, we can't state enough on how good the Port Huron High defense is. They've played well all year and kept their team in most of these games that they've, had an unfortunate to lose, but they've kept them in most of these games. Tony
Catanzaro, 5'9", 200, made that tackle. How many guys 5'9" do you see 200? 2nd and 12 from the 37.
Here
Big
go the
red crowd.
Noisemakers.
What's that?
I said, here come the Noisemakers again.
Catanzaro again drags number 29 down. We might have some kind of illegal hit here. We'll see. Del Bullard among other tacklers. Yep, as I thought. Anytime you got flags thrown late there, you can basically tell.
Yeah, it's either a personal foul or a face mask, which is a personal foul. You know, and if you're you don't want to lose momentum because of penalties. You know, don't get in that habit of losing yards because of mental mistakes. The Big Reds right now are playing the best they've played all year. Don't kill yourself by making little mistakes.
1st and 10 now from the 49 due to the 10-yard penalty. And Nate Hawley with 4 wideouts again. Looking outside, and Korf held in the play. That is pass interference, no question about it. Jay Oliver, the culprit.
Yeah, I tell you, you can make physical contact with your hand, but the minute you get that arm wrapped around or even your hand wrapped around any part of them, they're going to throw that flag. You know, that's just one of the things that happens between defensive backs and receivers. He just happened to have his arm wrapped around and got caught that time.
Well, no question about that call. Big Reds sort of shooting themselves in the foot right now. Keep in mind, 2 of their extra point tries have been blocked tonight. That could come back to haunt them, considering the sure-footed Christofferson looms for a possible extra point should the Huskies get in. Let's not second-guess ourselves, though. Huskies still 37 yards out of the end zone as they send Jamison in motion this time with Korf on the near side. And they give to MacArthur. Pretty nice move. Shake and bake there. Forward to about the 33.
That guy can cut to his side as fast as he can go forward.
Catanzaro, let me tell you something. On this drive, he's made a few tackles, that guy. 2nd and 5. Ball at the 33 now. Well, this Husky team, they've got a lot of formations that they work with, no doubt about it.
That's why you don't want to give up penalties and get them close enough to the end zone where they can just really quickly strike you. With the amount of formations, with the amount of offense they have, they can really come out there and they can sting you. So you don't want to give them a 20, 30-yard pass for a touchdown. Make them work down the field. That time the Huskies took a bit too long and got flagged for it.
Yeah, no question about that call. Delay of game. So that's going to push them back about 5. They finally give one back to the Big Reds after Big Reds handed them, 20 yards there?
Well, it goes both ways, Big D. Once you get the opportunity and the other team gets penalties on you, don't yourself go and get them because you're just going to defeat the purpose.
Just under 4 minutes to go here in the first half. 2nd and 10, ball mark 33. The exact same look here. Hawley, there's a couple fake handoffs again. He's going to try and cut up field. Brought down, not much there at all. Kind of a broken play from the get-go.
Well, it looks like there's a miscommunication with maybe one of the early handoffs. And once you miss that handoff and the quarterback's just standing there with the ball, he's really got to do a little bit of an improv and try to get upfield.
Number 81, Del Bullard on the tackle. 3rd and 9 at the 32 now. Moving the ball pretty good. Big play here for the Big Red defense. Hawley this time outside and broken up by Donald Thelmus. Nice job. He says no way.
Well, that's how you do it.
That's an athlete.
Oh, it is. I tell you what, he really played it well, kept close to the body, went up there with his left hand, batted that ball away. That's what defensive backs do. That's what they live for.
So, right when it looks like the Port Huron Northern Huskies really driving well, a penalty and a great defensive play by the corner over there, Thelmus, makes this possible. It's a punt. Skelba back to return it, but the Huskies have to call a timeout. So with 3 minutes, 16 seconds to go here in the first half of play, the second quarter, 20-14. Big Reds on top of the Huskies. And Tom, we might as well get your assessment here of the second quarter and of the first half. I know it's been a wild one.
Well, the Huskies came out big. They came out strong, up 14 points. It looked like they were unstoppable. The Big Reds didn't let them phase them. They went back. They got a couple good plays. They got an interception that led to a touchdown. Perrick ran in where he had really an amazing little run there where he shouldn't have. Collier, same thing.
Yeah.
You know, they've really fought back strong. It's been a games of halves. The Huskies took the first half. The Big Reds took the second. It's a fist fight. It's just counter punch, punch.
Not only is it a back and forth game, but as we said, it's a game of back and forth momentum, and this is exactly the game I thought we'd have. Exactly.
Well, it was the one that I hoped we'd have, and I'm glad we're having.
Right.
Because it does a lot of good for both programs to come here and have a great battle.
Here's Hawley. Punt almost blocked there by Thelmus. This punt's going to roll out of bounds about the 14, and that's where the Big Reds will take over the ball. And they've got 3 minutes, 11 seconds to work with, but the way Josh Collier has been running, the true freshman, look out.
But if you give him room around the corner, we've seen it already this game. He'll outrun you. I didn't think he had that much speed, but he really does. So you're really going to have to be careful if you're the Husky defense, contain as well as you can on this guy.
First and 10 at the 14. 3 minutes, 11 seconds to go. This is him again. Look out if he gets outside. Collier is outside. 35, 40. 45 brought out of bounds, 50-yard line. This kid is having a game. Are you kidding me, Mr. Grade 9?
Well, he's on fire. He's in the groove there, Big D. He's finding holes that he didn't see last week or the week before, and he's making this a long game for the Huskies. We just got done talking about him. You have to contain this guy. You can't let him outside. He's going to kill you all night long if you do.
They might even have to leave a safety back there and just wait.
Well, you better make sure you have a good angle of pursuit on him if he breaks loose, because you're not going to outrun him.
Collier again spins around, this time dives forward, 4.5 to 5 more. Among tacklers, David Thomas and Nathan Albers. Kevin Belinsky as well. I guess they call him Bingo.
The sign of a great running back to me is when you get the ball and there's already somebody on you, the ability to spin out. And if you just looked at Collier, he did exactly that.
But his maturity in a game such as this is just unbelievable at his age.
Well, he's taking the pressure very well.
Perrick, and that's just outstanding pursuit. Great job there. Number 43 hit the hole hard. I'm telling you, that guy there is an early nomination for our Defensive Player of the Game. Sam German for the Huskies. He has just made tackle after tackle. And is this Perrick down again?
I mean, all year, if it is, and I think it is, he's really battled that. What earlier was a groin pull, we think. And
I think arm trouble at one point.
Well, he went through the early parts of this the year where he just had little bangs and nicks. Where we've seen him on the field 5-6 times this year, he always seems to get up and get back in the game. You know, that just shows you how tough he is. But in a big game like this, the Big Reds don't want to lose him.
Well, Perrick limping again, and you know what? That's the other leg, I think.
Yeah, I believe you are right. I mean, how many little nicks can this guy take all year before eventually he just has to sit one out?
Ryan McInnes will check in for him. Probably just a cramp, right?
Well, it could be. In a game like this where and he's out there a lot, you know, you got to keep that water intake in you or you're going to lose it and you're going to cramp up.
3rd down and 8 from the 47. This was doomed from the start. Quarterback sack. Guess who? Sam German again.
Well, he's making the big plays for the Huskies right now, right when they need it.
Well, the Huskies have called a timeout. That's a huge play for them. They're going to get the ball back, and let me tell you something. 2 minutes is enough for this offense.
Oh, it's plenty of time for the Huskies. The thing about the Huskies is they can kill you with 2 seconds to go.
Right.
Especially, I mean, they're a big play offense. Both teams are. But I think the Huskies have really traditionally relied on the big play more than the Big Reds. They really like to take you down to the last couple seconds and then sting you.
Well, with 2 minutes, 6 seconds to go exactly here in the first half, 20-14, the score remains. If you've just joined us, why? It's been one of those games, let me tell you. 14-0. Huskies started off strong. They came out passing. And then it was all the Big Reds and some freshman named Josh Collier that has really picked up the pace.
Oh, he's tore them up. There's no doubt about it. And the Huskies, when they go in for halftime, they're going to have a little talk about him because you got to contain him. You got to keep him inside. He'll kill you.
I don't think they started him the first few weeks, but why?
Well, he might not even have been brought up by then.
Right.
He might have still been down on the freshman or JV team.
Here's the punt by Jared Johnson, taking there MacArthur at his own 24-yard line, but a whole horde of tacklers awaits him, and we have a flag we might see on sportsmanlike conduct, a late hit possibly. What is it, Tom?
Well, I think it's either got to be a late hit or unsportsmanlike. I know everybody's pumped up, but you got to keep your cool. Go celebrate on the sideline if you have to. Just don't do it on the field.
Mohamed Khalil for the Big Reds was really pumped up about that. Let me tell you, this one thing about this Big Red team, they've always had dynamite special teams play. There's no question about that.
Well, and they live on emotion, too. They live on emotion with their special teams. Oh, that's strange. A legal procedure on the Big Reds. I didn't expect that at all.
Well, here's the thing. If it's in fact a legal procedure, why do you throw it where the tackle was made?
I don't know. I don't know what they're thinking. I think you can probably hear the crowd.
Right.
They disagree with the call. Yeah, I'm not sure. One of these days we'll have to grab a rule book up here just so we can look up some of this stuff.
Right. I would think a legal procedure, you'd throw it right off the snap.
Well, I thought, like you thought, it was either,
like a late hit or
a late hit.
So now it's marked at the 38-yard line. Jared Johnson to punt from his own to 25. MacArthur fields at 30-yard line, met right away, and there is dynamite special teams. Again, that's Jay Oliver. I'll tell you something, they are timing that catch perfect.
Yeah, and he did a great job at avoiding getting clobbered by that little spin move he did. You're such an open target when you're catching a ball. They're actually doing the wave here, Big D.
Some fan down here has actually got it going, and he's pretty proud of that. Look, he's sending about 2 guys to the left side, and he's going right side, and they're actually getting the wave going, if you can believe this. Hawley shotgun, outside Korf, out of bounds. Well, they double covered Korf there. They brought the safety over, and I guess Johnson was playing safety there. And those are 2 of their best athletes on Korf.
Yeah, and I think a lot of times you're going to have to this game when it comes down to it. You're going to have to double team himself, Jamison, because you really don't have a choice because they're going to catch these balls.
You talk about a run and gun offense. What do we got there, Tom? We got a late hit?
No, it's a pass interference. They're going to call him on holding. I didn't think the ball was catchable, which is why I made that.
Well, that's why I said, what, late hit maybe? Because I honestly didn't think it was, well, let's face it. Could he have caught that ball?
Well, no, and I think you have to take that in consideration if you're an official. If he throws it up into the second row, you can't really make that catch. You can't call that play, but he did, and here we go.
I tell you something, that's a big play to give this offense any kind of yards, but you gotta like this run and gun shotgun.
They run it all the time. They're successful with it a lot of the times, and especially when they have the tools to do so.
Hawley, fake throw outside, Jamison caught at the Big Red 48, and the main thing is he got out of bounds.
Well, they can really pick away at you, this Husky offense. They can take you down the field in a matter of seconds or a matter of minutes, depending on whether they want to go sidelight on you. The Big Reds really have to tighten down with their defensive backs, get their hands on that ball, knock it down, and stop this Husky offense.
Mike Spear, 6'5" backup in the game now at wideout. They throw this one to MacArthur down about the 44-yard line, and that is enough for a first down. They're moving the ball the way they came out moving the ball.
Well, we know they're capable of. We saw it in their first two, when they had the ball there, and they really took it down the field well. They scored with them. They're a tough team when they get on a roll. The Big Reds are going to have to stop them from doing so.
Hawley again, outside Jamison. And they're just making it look easy, but Big Reds maybe in a prevent kind of give a little but don't break it right now, you think?
Well, they could be. I mean, I think you really have to stay tough with the Huskies no matter what.
But you got to respect Thunderfoot's leg.
Well, you do. I tell you what, that's an ingredient thrown in that most high school teams don't have, a guy that can hit from 40.
Well, the Big Reds have called a timeout here. Might be a good move here by Ed Kendall to settle his team down because of the fact that the Huskies have been moving the ball.
Well, you can't give them free license just to pick away at your defense. You're going to have to step up, make some big plays, make some big hits. They stopped the Huskies before by getting their interior linemen to make pressure inside, getting that quarterback to scramble, or getting their hands on them close to a sack, or even sacking them. You got to make that quarterback have more things to think about than just throwing the ball and making a receiver open and getting it to him.
As you see the water boy there running off the field. By the way, speaking of water boys, thank you for the water tonight.
Oh, yeah.
You brought some up for us here.
I need it. I've been sick for 3 weeks now.
I was going to say the way we've been shouting. As you see Hawley outside again, Jamison. What they've done is they're doubling Korf over here. They're putting Thelmus on Jamison one-on-one. This is going to be a really fun matchup as this game goes on.
If you're the Big Reds, you really need to get somebody, make something happen over there, because they'll do it to you all night.
3rd and 1 now. Hawley fakes, throws over middle, and almost picked off. Guess who? Jared Johnson. I'm telling you, these Big Reds, they've got a couple guys back here that are just extraordinary young athletes.
Well, they do, and I think what we've seen a couple times this year is them over-pursue a little bit out of their zealousness to get to the ball, but then actually able to get back to the play. So that means they're quick, that means they're good athletes, and that's what you just saw right there.
4th and 1 from the 35, a minute 35 to go. Hawley just going to have a QB keeper, escapes the line, dives forward down 30-yard line. Trying to hurry up his offense here. Got more out of that than he could certainly ask for. Referee lost his hat there. Shotgun again, 4 wide. Hawley looking left side, and he just threw this one away. Yelling at the official, maybe he wanted a holding there.
It was either a holding or there was a miscommunication, because he threw it and I had a better shot at catching it than his receivers.
So you're looking at Mike Spear, Nathan Korf as well. You got MacArthur over there, Jamison too. Pruitt to block, and Hawley. The QB stands at the 35-yard line. They send MacArthur in motion. Hawley looking outside. Jamison just led him a little too much. He had Thelmus beat.
Well, he had a good step on him. If he'd have been able to get there, he'd have had to make a great catch, but he's capable of. But he did have him beat. You don't see that very much on Thelmus.
I tell you, that is, I'll say it again, that's a fun matchup. Because you're just seeing a straight one-on-one, and they're going over there.
Well, it's two guys that can really battle it out and play some football. And if they continue that matchup, that's going to be fun to watch.
3rd and 10 from the 30, high snap, shotgun, handled Hawley. This one outside again. You know what the one impressive thing to me about these little outs to Jamison for about 5 or 6 every time is the fact that Jamison, time after time, is getting outside when he needs to stop the clock.
Yeah, it's really, it's hard to do, but that's your goal when you're this short on time, is to stop that clock on these little flags and posts with your receivers.
4th down and 3. This one, Christofferson from 40 yards. Not out of his range, folks. We'll see. Line shot kick, didn't have much on it, and the Big Reds hold. That's something they can go in their locker room and be very, very proud of at the half, not only because of the score, they've overcome a lot here.
Well, it looked like, when you're a kicker, you try to lower your trajectory of the ball, and it looked like that might even got a little bit of a piece of the line. he's got a strong enough leg where he can actually get some air underneath that thing. He doesn't really have to rely on taking that ball down to a lower level to get the distance.
Well, just 54 seconds to work with here, but the way Collier's been running, who knows? Collier met about the line, falls forward for about 2 more. Number 51 on the tackle. We don't have his name either, actually. Go figure. No disrespect to these players. 29 and 51. We'll have to go down at the half.
Yeah, we'll see what we can do at the halftime. We'll ask a couple of the moms and pa's down there to see if they know the names. It'd be nice to get their names out there when they make a big play.
Of course, we are on the wrong side here to ask the Husky parents. It figures, huh?
More flags on the field.
2nd and 7. Ball at the 23, but that one might be coming back a little bit. And it is offside offense. Right now, you've got to be careful if you're the Big Reds. I don't care. I kneel right now on this football.
You know what, I do too. I really do. You don't want to give any brace. Just let the clock run out. You've made a huge comeback already in the game. Go into halftime and bring it back out with the same enthusiasm.
Well, we'll see what happens. 2nd and 12 at the 18, and they did let the clock run out. So at the end of the first half of play, how about the Big Reds, folks? 20-14, they're ahead of the Huskies. This is CPHS, Channel 6, your home of high school boys football action. The Port Huron Area School District TV station. We'll see you second half, folks. 2014 Battle of Port Huron. You gotta love it.